y'all. Welcome to another episode of Horror Blood. This is Jones. I'm your girl, Mandy B, a.k.a. Pet Stallion, a.k.a. Dat Beach.
It's your girl, Wheezy, and I'm super excited for this episode. Can I tell you guys a secret?
Tell us a secret.
If I wasn't a sex podcaster, I would totally talk about true crime.
Literally what she was wanting us to do on Patreon. And I was like, bitch, we talk about sex and dick. Girl, go make another show. And he literally came across
go together though.
It do, because I really be feeling like,
going together
one, niggas be trying to kill my pussy, and two, I get a little crazy to where, I just feel like anybody I've ever dated is like, should I sleep with one eye open? But we have the ladies from Sistas Who Kill.
And do a true crime podcast. And I'm really excited again. I love collaborating with other podcasters, but also, because we done all been there where we might want to kill a motherfucker.
Yep.
So with our little icebreaker, there's 4 of us. I do want y'all to introduce yourselves, and then we're going to see who the craziest bitch of all of us is.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. I am MaRah Williams. You can find me everywhere as MaRah the Magnificent.
Come on, Magnificent.
And I'm Taz.
Okay, now we have to know for the sex. Remember, we needed like an AOL chat room. Age, sexual orientation, location.
I am 29. I'm 30. I'll be 30 next week.
Okay, there
Birthday
we go.
May 6th.
Okay.
Cash at MaRah Will. So I am 30. I identify as bisexual, and I am in Atlanta, Georgia.
I am 30. I would say I also identify as bisexual. And what was the last question?
Where are you located?
Atlanta.
Okay. The Atlanta girls and a bisexuality, it's in the water. Honestly,
I just think it's everywhere
people,
now.
No. I think meeting straight people in Atlanta is kind of like, oh, are you lying?
But what's crazy is that when I grew up here, I was dating guys all of high school. And then it wasn't until I went to college that I had my first girlfriend. I pretty much was dating all girls. And one of my friends was like, I don't think that you can claim bisexual anymore because I ain't seen you with a man in a long time.
So she tried to say you a lesbian.
Right. And so now that I'm dating a guy again, they're like, oh, okay, you do remember what men look like. And I was like,
I think that's funny.
Waves.
I went out last night to Copper Cove, and I was just looking around, and I was like, everyone here is so fucking pretty. Like, Atlanta is just full of so many women. Like, the place was full of women, but I was like, bitch, everybody fine.
Yeah.
Everybody is fucking gorgeous. And I was just like, I guess New York is cool too, but it's just so mixy. It's mixed in terms of like how everyone dresses, how they look. Everyone here, not saying y'all look alike, but everybody look really motherfucking good. I'll say that.
My city for what you just said is DC.
I've never been to DC.
I love DC.
I think what I love about Atlanta is the girls doll themselves up here, and I think that's dope. But what I love about DC is I do think I could see the most natural looking girl.
Natural
bad
beauty.
as fuck. Like a very ethereal looking girl. And I'm just like, oh, damn. But, we're in like those spaces where it's just like black cities with colleges, and we're just not surrounded like that. New York is a melting pot and it's beautiful. But Brooklyn in summertime is the most black.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
All right, let's get into killing
Sistas Who Kill.
Yes.
If you can explain a little bit about what y'all get into on the pod, and then we gonna see how we navigate that in real life over here with us.
Well, we talk about Black women who kill. We basically try and start from the beginning, getting as much information as we can. What was their childhood like? Because maybe those instances played an effect on what led up to the murder,
Yeah.
We introduce them to the victim or maybe their accomplices and keep going through these stages of life, because everything that happens to you builds you as a person. And then get to the crime, talk about the trial and where are they now. They might still be in jail. Some are released, some are dead. So just kind of talk about that. And then we have 2 segments that we do after telling a story. We have I'm Not Black, I'm OJ, because you watch true crime.
My God.
You know how you be watching like a crime show and be like, why would she do that? Now she knows she should have, so I ain't do it, but if I did,
Yeah.
done it. And we'll tell like stuff like that, and then we'll do parole or no parole. And so we just
Parole or no parole.
Right. And so sometimes they'll be in the prison and they'll be like doing work, like teaching classes, or sometimes we might have think she got a harsh sentence or something. So we might parole her. And sometimes she just did what she did and she deserved it, and it's no parole.
Why do you think we're obsessed with crime in jail and death? What do you think that is from what you learned from like doing the show?
I don't know. I mean, I always liked true crime before I started the show, but I think it's the sense of the fact that it's real. Like I can actually go out and touch it. Like it can happen. I know, and if I feel overly prepared, then I finally feel a little bit prepared.
There ain't no fairies. There ain't no aliens. These are real life people.
These are real life people.
They literally had regular jobs, families. They could be your neighbor.
The thing is, they're so normal.
This is so normal.
Have you ever met a killer, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, bitch.
We went to high school with the first girls the first story that we told. We went to high school with them. I was on the track team. They were in ROTC. You were in a class or something with them.
Civics with one of the twins.
We saw them get arrested at school. We saw
who they kill?
They mama.
What?
Yeah.
What was the tea around school for that? Like, how do you take that in?
Fuck the icebreaker, nigga. Go back.
Wait a second.
Well, see, they got arrested on the last day of school.
Ah, damn.
So it didn't
Y'all
even have
couldn't
time to
gossip
sink
about it?
in, right? But
Taz told us when we did the podcast, I didn't know this, but Taz said that she heard that there was an informant, like one of the students was an informant at the school. Don't know if that was true. I didn't hear that, but
I read that in an article, like when I was doing research.
I wonder
like,
who it was.
Hold on. Why'd they kill their mom?
Right.
She didn't let them go out at night?
Okay, so they grew up being raised by their grandmother. Generationally, the parents have had their kids as teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
The great-grandmother, the grandmother, and the mother have had their kids at teenagers. So she had her twins at 16.
Okay. Didn't know she was having twins. Found out while her legs were wide open.
I feel like I'm in their podcast right now.
You know?
And so they were raised by their grandmother because the mom was young and she wasn't necessarily ready to be a... No, they was raised by their great-grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And their mom is young, so she's not necessarily ready to be a parent. She gets a boyfriend. She decides now she's ready to settle down. She wants her twins back. And the way the article is presented is the mom wanted more structure. They were, getting over on their grandmother, and they didn't have too many rules, and that's why they wanted to stay with their grandmother. But I think looking deeper than that, there was one twin, said that she was sexually assaulted and
told mom, and mom was like, no, you weren't. You just out here being fast.
Wait a second. And was this, did it get clarified whether it was someone their age or if it was a family member?
They didn't clarify that, but
okay.
They were being blamed when they brought it to their mom. They were being blamed. Also, like when a lot of the articles were like, these girls were so spoiled. How could they have possibly not liked their mom? They had everything they needed. Their mom was a hairdresser, so of course their hair was always going to be done. That's just a given. And we know, like, when your mom is mad at you and she not talking to you and y'all are kind of got the silent treatment in the house, what are the things that break the ice? Let's go get something to eat. Here, I bought you this from the store. So we know as Black women that you can look spoiled on the outside and really have a lot of trouble on the inside.
Absolutely.
And every time that white people were telling this story, they weren't saying those things.
They were so taken care of.
Now, wait, are you making us side with the killer?
No.
But your own mother, like, and trigger warning, your own mother, though, not really taking in to protect you when you come to her that you've been sexually assaulted.
Right.
That's,
and it makes us question the bigger thing. So, like, they had to be in family court for quite a while because the girls were running away. They were doing a lot of things. And in the family court, they were saying, we don't want to be with mom. Mom is starting to get drug tested, going to the parenting classes so she can get the girls back. The girls say in the courtroom, we do not want to live with her. They even yelled out after the judge said that they had to live back with mom. They were like, if we have to live with her, we're going to kill her.
Wait, they said this in
the courthouse and no one did anything. Whoa. So now here's the bigger question. Who's really to blame? If the girls are saying that they're distressed in this situation, they don't want to be here. The family court gave them therapists through a year. They went through 9 different therapists. So how are they really getting help? So now we get to ask the bigger questions. We know that wrong is wrong and they shouldn't have killed their mother, but who else was responsible for making sure that this didn't happen?
So this is giving me a little bit of Gypsy Rose. And for those that don't know who Gypsy Rose is, well, no, with Gypsy, her mom kept her being ill, was giving her medicine, making her think that she was sick, wasn't giving her a normal life. I'm actually totally on the fence of killing. I understand.
And I think I think that's the purpose of it, because it's not always going to be as blatant as my
No,
mom was.
It's not
Right.
black and white.
drugging
Yeah.
me. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, in
that's
this
why.
case, it is black and white. Gypsy and the other girl.
Oh yeah.
But like, and that's why we find it important to start at childhood and say these life events, because the more information you got, you're like, okay, well, maybe they do have a side to this. And it's, again, not to say that they're right, but are they the monsters that everybody points them out to be?
Speaking of
Right.
black and white, though, the way that we got to understand Gypsy,
Right.
not to say that these girls had no, a story similar to hers, but I watched like a little Hulu doc and it made me feel
Sympathetic
sad
for her,
Yeah.
right?
I still think she deserves that empathy, but yeah, you're watching her mom take all this money and all these donations to fund her daughter who's not sick, put her on TV, putting her in that little gauze turban because she got cancer. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me because
But do they do it for black kids?
going back just to that story and them saying that in court, I think definitely wanting to lean into the relationship and romantic passion kills. That's what happened to my cousin last year. Like, she was trying to leave. Also, another friend of mine, oh my God, I think in the last 2 weeks, 2 people murder-suicides
Oh, wow.
have been brought up, but someone trying to leave a relationship, someone saying, I'll kill you, someone saying they'll do this. And a lot of people, unfortunately, don't believe that as a threat
Mm-mm.
until it happens.
And then most importantly, the police don't believe it as
The
a
police-
threat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You have anything to back this up? And it's like, if
Well,
I'm
the
not coming in with
statistics
cuts
are
and bruises, like, I don't have a case. You know what I mean? Like, you
I mean,
have to.
Well, I want to make this a little fun. I want to
Okay.
see who is.
Fuck that, nigga.
Yeah, I want to see.
And now we've gotten deep.
Yeah, we get a
Okay.
little deep, but I do want to see which of us we think would be, more of a killer.
Yeah, out of you two, if there was a crime of passion to happen, whether you're fans or not.
Damn, not you.
It would be me. It would be me.
Now, why is that?
I love hard. And when I do, I give you my all. And then if I feel like you taking advantage of that shit, I will snatch that shit back.
What's the
So-
craziest thing you've done in a relationship? Like, have you keyed a car or burned clothes? Like,
I've actually never messed with anybody's vehicle because it was a long journey for me to get my first car. So I really,
Okay.
in my first car, I love that hoopty with no AC so much. So much. So I actually have never messed with anybody's car. I have stolen somebody's car.
well, what the? You stole-
I drove it back like 10 minutes later.
You stole a car.
After she said she was calling the police.
Well,
So
this would have been Sistas Who Go to Jail.
Oh my- so you stole a car? Okay.
Actual physical altercations have happened, but like I've actually never been arrested. I've sent
You
some
better knock
people to
on wood
jail.
somewhere here.
I've sent some people to jail
Why have you sent people to jail?
because you see, I don't want to go to jail, so I'm gonna send you. And if you mess with me, I am like, oh, you gonna hit me? You gonna hit me?
You're a
I'm
Karen?
calling the police. Absolutely.
Taz,
No,
you became my
no,
favorite.
no. Wait. Yes, I'm.
I think
Yes.
out of us, it's definitely Wheezy
100%.
more than me.
I feel like
Uh,
the comments are like, we
Yeah,
didn't
that's
even need you to have-
for sure.
I'm not like that crazy, but I'm erratic. Like, I think I'm so
Yeah.
like normally chill and calm every day that like you do that one little thing, it's over, dude. Like,
I can be like,
but it could be anyone. It's not just romantically. It's like sometimes I feel like maybe it's because I don't set enough boundaries, which also is a thing I see with killers, right? Sometimes I don't really let people know that the things they're doing are bothering me.
Yeah.
And when you let that boil and fester, what happens?
My friend was
I do
telling
that too.
my friend was telling me a story, and this was the only time I put myself in a position and was like, "Damn, I might kill a motherfucker for this." So she was dealing with a guy at the time who was in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was living with his girlfriend. The guy was bringing my friend to the girlfriend's house to fuck. And she came home early one day while she was at the house
Oh my God.
and hid and snuck out. And so all I could do was
Wait,
think
why did she hide? Because she heard it.
she hid because the girl came in the house. The girlfriend came home. So she hid in the bathroom and he had to navigate getting her out of the house.
Oh, he was with her.
While the girlfriend was in the house. So I'm hearing this story and I immediately actually put myself in that position. My last relationship was probably the most I've ever loved someone. The most I felt like, oh my God, this is and even though we had like dealt with other women. I too, bisexual. Even though we had dealt with other women, I couldn't fathom if I came home and he had a bitch in my shit. That to me, I thought about it and I was like, oh yeah, nah, I'm on the top floor.
The gun is
both
in
would
the
have been
purse.
kicked out the goddamn.
Who's gonna
The
kill
weapon is
who?
in the purse.
What do you mean?
Like I don't even know who I would get first.
Because there are
no,
times.
him. She might not know, even though my pictures. My pictures all over my.
I was about to say,
Wait,
no.
I don't know.
A woman's touch in the house is very prominent.
They know. You're right.
Your homegirl didn't
right.
know she was in another woman's house?
No, I think she knew that's how, and she said that's how good the dick was.
Thank you. I know.
Girl.
I would see, and those are the times where I'd be like, and that's when the side bitch gotta go.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
So now both gotta go?
No, you can sit there and suffer. You can sit there and suffer. Good luck dating. Tell me about your ex. Well, she's in prison because she killed my side bitch because I was cheating. Good luck dating for the rest of your life.
Yeah, no shit. Oh my God.
And I'll sit there and smile on my mugshot.
Honestly, with Mandy's ex, the stories that we've heard on the show,
it wouldn't even be surprised.
I ain't gonna lie, ain't a lot of shit I'd go to court for you for, but that one I'd be right there. I didn't see her do. I had nothing. I'm telling you, they could have me on camera watching her slit his throat. Was I in my right mind? I think I was asleep.
Oh yeah, nah.
Insanity.
Yeah, nah. And it's crazy too. And I would love to know if there's a story. We'll get into some, but I was just talking to someone about hypnotism and how he could literally hypnotize people, and he was doing it for some time. And I was like, damn, I wonder how many times that's used in court. That maybe they were hypnotized or under some psychological spell to do something. I mean, clearly.
I don't know about spells, but I mean, you can have a psychosis that is admissible in court as a defense.
So why don't everybody just say that?
You have to prove
I think they are, but
they do.
You have to prove it.
Have you seen the
How do you prove that? I mean,
you have to be like, a doctor has to sign off on that this is a break. And I think, can't remember who it is, but remember she was playing and they kept sending her back to the doctor.
And the doctor kept saying, "Stop sending her here. She is fine. She can go to."
3 different doctors cleared her.
What?
There's a dude in the Young Thug trial. I wish.
Oh, the one that is playing. He's like, I don't remember nothing. I don't remember.
He said, "Take me back to jail. Take me back to jail."
He's trying not to be a snitch. I get it. He's like, I don't know nothing. I would do that for you, friend.
Oh, thank you.
Now let me ask y'all this. This is kind of a sick question, but fuck it. Okay. I'm not saying I've learned anything from Netflix murder shows or anything, but what I will say is we hear that people say, well, this is teaching you how to kill. Right? I don't think I could kill someone like with a knife or like something like that where you touch, because I feel like that's too far. When I'm like watching the pain happen, I'm not going to take pleasure in that, right? I can see me shooting a nigga if they're gun right there, though.
So you definitely gonna do that in Cali, not New York.
What do you mean?
Girl, ain't nobody got guns in New York.
We're in Atlanta.
That's right. The gun laws are crazy.
Oh yeah, the gun laws are crazy. That's why I don't feel safe here. I'm ready to get the fuck out.
Oh, even my Uber driver.
I just feel like in Atlanta, you automatically, in the South, you just automatically assume that everybody has a weapon.
Yes.
And you move accordingly.
Well, but that's my thing. Not the way people be dealing with other people's bitches and niggas and dating and all going out. Like,
those are people that are transplants.
But this is my thing too. Carrying a weapon, I don't feel like a lot of people are psychologically
right.
Safe. So they're tick tick boom. They could have had a bad fucking morning.
Or ego too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is actually something that's kind of made me scared about arguments in California. I was with
Georgia,
with Alex.
Scary.
Alex Media. We were in the car. This dude yelled at me or something, and I pulled up on him, and I'm like, "Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?" Da-da-da-da. And Alex like pushed my foot down on the gas. I'm like, "Bro, people will kill you."
Yeah.
He's like, "You just talking shit." Like, no. And honestly, I forget about gun laws and forget someone can snap. So what I wanted to ask though, if y'all were gonna do it,
okay,
what would be the way? Would it be poison? Would it be choking them during sex? Would it be leading them into a trap?
I'm trying to think about, like, do I want to keep all my secrets to myself because I might need them one day?
Oh yeah, because they running this tape right back when you in the court.
Right. I'm like, I overshare on the podcast. I'm like, I've got to stop.
Girl, we all overshare. It's the worst thing about being a podcast.
One day I'm going to end up, I feel like it would have to be like a small needle, like that you get a shot with, like, Windex or some type of solution so that you barely have a entry point, and then your
Wow.
voice.
Nah, bitch, I ain't gonna lie. That was a little advanced.
Wow. What about you?
I definitely want it to look like an accident. Like it's definitely not gonna be like a gun or anything. Maybe it'd have to be some type of poison like that.
Yeah.
Man,
I feel like if I end up killing in passion, and I definitely didn't think it out, that means it's definitely not first degree. But there are things that you should do. Like if I accidentally slash somebody's throat, oh my goodness, I am now very remorseful. I'm going to be the one that calls the police. I'm going to be the one that gets ahead of the story.
Right.
That administers aid. If you come, you're going to see that I tried. Like I'm going to be covered in blood. You're going to see that I tried. So that's
the
does
difference
give you
between 8 to 12 and 50 to life. You know.
you know.
You better be sad as soon as you do it, bitch.
You know,
I ain't gonna hold you. I would hire.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
See,
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Well, now because I am like,
Because I got the money.
but now that I'm like literally healed from my last relationship, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to go. I knew where he parked his car, and I wanted to key it just because I felt like it would make me feel.
That would
better.
have been fun. It would have made you feel better.
But then my friends were like, "No, girl, because what if you get caught?" I literally was this close to paying a crackhead. I was just gonna be like, "Here go $25. I just need you to take that thing around that car about twice.
No.
Do that thing and go." I literally already
And then what
planned to pay for a crackhead to key a car.
See, do you know how crazy? Now I know I'm the crazier one.
What? Because I knew that.
No, I wouldn't have paid a crackhead because if he would have sued me in court, I'd have been right there like, I don't give a fuck how much it costs to get out this motherfucker. Yeah, I keyed it. I had no shame, nigga.
Yeah.
I want you
I would
to
have been
know.
like that.
I'm the type of bitch to put on Twitter.
I gotta deal with all these people, court dates. It's ruining my schedule. Here, crackhead, just go around the car a couple
The
times,
paint on the car is gonna ruin my outfit.
and I'll never see you again.
Okay, so for me, this is how I would do it. This is really sick, though.
You've been thinking you want to share so bad. Look,
No, because like
about it.
she said in Jackson, then you mentioned crimes. I'm like, okay, because I could only kill someone if I knew they wanted to cause me pain, right? Or if they really tried to hurt me. Like, you got to fuck my mom or something. I don't know. But
That's crazy.
you know what I'm saying?
You be hurting for a lot less than that.
It sounded like self-defense. Go ahead.
I would be like, oh my God, we should go party tonight. Take this pill.
Not the fentanyl, bitch.
Yup.
She said, I'm just going to go ahead and give him the fentanyl dosage.
That would be it. I'd be like,
what?
mine was MDMA. I don't know what happened to him.
And then the Good Samaritan law, you can call and be like, oh my goodness, and if you're on something, you won't get arrested immediately. Oh my gosh, they overdose on fentanyl. I'm calling, I'm on the same drug. I can't believe that this drug dealer gave us the wrong thing.
And you need to like make him. You got to set it up to where like he's buying it, like pre-planting it. It's his idea.
I ain't gonna hold you.
He said
All right. Are we thinking in trouble for this episode right now?
No, this is fun.
This is all for scientific purposes.
I was going to say, fellas, if you wanted to know what girls get around and talk about, it's how to kill you niggas.
I mean, yeah. Okay. So for the vanilla shit, I wanted to get into something. Vanilla shit is our segment where we talk about sex in the news. I don't have a particular article, but something that I keep seeing, excuse me, is people that work in the morgue having sex with dead bodies. And necrophilia being a kink that is sleeping with the dead.
Yep.
Do you have any stories you've heard about or maybe read in the past where people killed and then had sex with the body?
Especially women. And I say that because
That
we
women
do know that men
do it.
Men do it. But are there any women in any of the stories that have killed their partners and continued?
Now that's
having
not
sex
real
with
lesbian.
No, I was about to say for men, like my go-to for necrophilia is Ed Kemper. He's a white man. He's still locked up in LA. And he's like the voice for the audiobooks of those really amazing sci-fi movies. Yeah, he's
Wait, what?
like
he got a job
he's a
after
famous
doing
person.
this?
Yeah.
You excuse me? He not still locked up?
He's still locked up. He's doing it from prison.
He getting paid? Or he better be getting a quarter a day?
I don't know what his payment is like, but like
What is
I don't want to get the wrong, but maybe Star Trek, like the books, the audiobooks is his voice. He's got a great voice.
Wow.
But he's like my go-to person if I'm talking about necrophilia. But do we have
I'm not
any
gonna
women
lie.
that-
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
think
They
we
have
have
no
Closest we got was that girl after she killed him. She was in.
I was just looking him up. Sorry, I didn't mean to check out of
Yeah,
this.
go ahead.
No,
that's
she was in
fine.
mortuary school,
Oh, yeah.
and that was the closest we got.
Okay,
But
in
she
mortuary
killed
school.
him, and after she killed him, she said, "I can't wait to embalm his body."
Whoa.
And then she made one of the other roommates go and help her drop the body off at like this abandoned field. And he was like, I went out there with her because she was basically like, if you don't come with me, the same thing's gonna happen to you. He was like, and then she prayed and set the body on fire. Then she started dancing. He was like, and then I went back to the car and I was just gonna wait till she was done doing her little ceremony.
Did he get locked up as well?
Yeah.
He was an
got-
accomplice.
He was an accomplice, but he got a short amount of time because he was like, when the police came, he said, let me tell you what happened.
Yeah, you ain't holding nothing back.
What?
He was singing like the Temptations. He was like, I will tell you everything.
Damn. So I also read, the reason I wanted to bring that up is because I saw this thing, and I don't know if it's true, that they're pushing people in like mortuary school to be women because they're having so many issues with men sleeping with dead bodies.
Crazy. I ain't gonna hold you, we ain't said it in a while. WPS. Gotta be the white men that are doing this bullshit. Because clearly we talking about Sistas Who Kill, and they ain't got really nothing.
Have you noticed that black people's murders ain't as crazy as white? Like maybe they kill you, but white people are, they want to wear your head like
I
a
feel
helmet.
like y'all have some stories.
We do have some stories.
We have some stories. I do think that white people are worse though. Like
as a percentage wise, like more of them are crazy stories than
because even like black people have generational trauma, but white people have generational crazy. Because we were doing
generational crazy.
we were doing a show for one of the like true crime shows, and we had to do a white story, and we were like, wow, they just like dad was crazy, he was crazy. They still ain't found the woman's body. The brother was in on it, had to get rid of the car. Like everybody just worked together to kill this white woman, and we still can't find her. And I think, are they still walking free because they couldn't find them? They all died.
Bro, how do you guys, like, there's no lie. We just think black people don't do nothing crazy. Like, as far as, like, can we be like, oh, there ain't no way there was a black man that did that when we see shit like that?
I think this year, one of the craziest, I guess, crimes of passion was the ball player. He's in the G League, but he was also with the Kings. He was an NBA player and G League player. They were in Arizona. He literally killed someone and then played a game. Got on a flight and went to the next city for the next game after killing another woman. Mind you,
I bet he had a great game. I hate to be dark, but I bet that was a great game.
Listen.
Oh, because you're saying
he left it all.
Bro,
he had all that
literally
energy.
was around all the teammates, and they were like, we would have never guessed. Literally did it like they saw in a true crime film. He did it with the girl that he was now dealing with.
Oh my God.
They tried to plan a threesome, got her to get in the car. He was in the back, killed her with an HDMI cord, literally choked her from behind, and then dumped her body in like some lot in like
they had a threesome with the girl?
Or Las Vegas. They were setting it up as that. They were both sex workers. And I guess the friend was trying to tell on the other friend's pimp and like boyfriend in jail. There was a whole bunch of things, but pretty much they killed the girlfriend. Y'all can look it up. Let me see if I can get the guy's name.
But
this just happened this year, and it's just like, and everyone also was in this phase, and this is where I want to get into these people being regular people. So many people in the comments were like, he was a basketball player with so much life to live and money. Why would you risk your entire livelihood?
Look at Darren Sharper.
On that. Well, that he didn't kill people. He raped people.
I mean, it's just the why of, we get confused. Darren Sharper, for those who don't know.
I mean, speaking
handsome.
of necrophilia.
I mean, literally,
kind of.
Before I found out about this, I mean, about what he did, I remember I had an ex who was obsessed with the New Orleans Saints, and Darren Sharper is fine as shit and was on the Saints.
Used to date Gabrielle Union.
Yup. Raped so many women to the point where they were incapacitated, liked the body being lifeless. And the crazy thing about it was people almost couldn't empathize with the victims more than they were confused how you could be attractive and rich with, I don't even want to call it a kink.
No. Well, I mean, again.
But it has to be a kink.
Well, no, there's also just some psychological shit. By the way, Chance Camachi, if you guys want to look him up, that was the basketball player this year that literally killed. And the accomplice, wasn't she only 19? She was 19. So the girl that helped him kill the girl and get rid of the body. He was 27, she was 19. Yeah.
That sounds like some 27 and 19-year-old shit. It doesn't matter your money. It doesn't matter how handsome you are. Like, it doesn't matter.
Killers come in all
They
shapes,
come in
sizes,
all
and
shapes
colors.
and sizes. It's about how you're made up before you're born, how your brain is made up, and it's also about your circumstances. Everybody's like, do you make a killer or are you born a killer? And I think it's really the tie-in of both, because you can think about children that have like developmental delays. Like, if you're interceded as a young child and your parents work with you, then you can grow up and have a happy, healthy life, you know? And it's the same thing when making a killer.
I mean, with the crimes of with crimes of passion, what do you see, or what have you, with all the research, with all the stories, do you see are like the top 3 things that lead women to tick, tick, boom? Because if men are listening here, we just sat here and talked about how we kill their ass. Let's keep them from making the mistakes that might get their asses killed.
Well,
so what are like the top 3 things that women are like, I've had enough?
I have 2.
Okay.
Cheating and really leaving them.
Wait, women kill for leaving too?
Absolutely.
You ain't
I've seen
going
men
nowhere, nigga.
So men, that's what I've experienced in my direct proximity, is that those normally are men. Like, women wanting to finally leave and men being like, if I can't have you, nobody can.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting is that a couple of cases that we've come across where the man wanted to leave had to do with the woman not being able to have a child. And so she would end up killing another woman who is with child, sometimes posing as if she's pregnant. We've done a couple of cases where the woman is like literally at term, and she'll go sneak into her. She's befriended her. Go into her house, slice her open, steal the baby.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Goes to the hospital and says, I just had this baby, and leave that woman dead.
And
she did it to one girl on her wedding day. On her wedding day, her husband was sitting at the altar wondering where his wife was, and she was being murdered by their friend.
Wait.
What?
She sliced a baby out of her
they're
stomach.
called womb raiders.
Yep.
Womb raiders.
And it, like she said, it's not because they want a baby. 9 times out of 10, it's
He want a baby.
or like trying to please that person.
Do you hear this? This the clip, nigga.
I did not know that. Wow. How often are you said a couple of stories.
I think we have
happen
at
like
least 3 when we're there.
We've got at least 3. We try to stay away from cases that involve children. So you get them once a month, once every month. But yeah, it happens. And apparently it has increased in the United States over the past couple of years by like 3%. People want children, and most of the time they're doing that because they want to keep a man.
I mean, there's
my body language. I can't even move.
There's Killer Sally. There's a lot of things recently too. I know people being in domestic violence type of relationships that are both physical, sexual, emotional. That definitely leads women as well to feeling like that's their only way out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good third.
That's a good third, right?
And I think money. But
then I think just focusing on the crime of passion part of it, I think it would be the domestic leaving. And
I mean, with
money, do you find that the money is because they're trying to get the insurance payout type thing?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It always is. Yeah, usually.
Wow.
Okay.
One time a girl killed her sister's man.
What? Just to get some money?
Because he was a lottery winner. He won the lottery, and he was taking care of the entire family. So married the girl's sister. And so the girl it was her and her bum boyfriend. And they both needed some more money, even though he was already fronting their lifestyle. So they decided they were going to kill him.
Wow.
And they were supposed to rob him, but they ended up killing him. And then there's a lot for insurance.
Oh, I'm not going to hold you. If I won the motherfucking lotto, I'm just disappearing. Y'all ain't going to know. Podcast over.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in another country.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I'm disappearing, name change. A bitch might put a wig on.
Here's a good question, though.
I'm going to have to get a voice change.
How much money would make you fall off the earth? Because I recently was talking about this with Risa Tisa, right? So we did an episode on Patreon, me and Akeem, about Risa. And he's like, she about to quit her job soon and she about to be rich. I'm like, she not going to quit her job. He's like, of course she is. She's about to make mad bread. And I'm thinking to myself, nah, you not quitting a job for brand deals, are you? So it poses the question, how much money would make you stop everything else? Because to me, if I won like $3 million, $4 million, I wouldn't.
No, because that could be gone.
How much money would make you cut everything off and move?
I'm a cheap hoe, so go ahead. My price is probably a little lower.
She was like, y'all not stopping at $3 million, really?
No, I mean, I keep going at $3 million, but if when you hit those big money, like the 200 million, 150 million, but then you have to think about you're giving half of that back in taxes.
No, I'm going somewhere without taxes.
What if you win the lottery in America? You
Where?
gonna owe Uncle Sam?
I don't know.
Delaware?
But I'm going. I don't know, bitch. I'm gonna find it. There's somewhere. Oh, Switzerland. They be nice in the banks or something.
You gonna be a sovereign citizen?
Listen, sure will.
Hawaii's 3%.
Sure will. Hawaii's only 3%?
And to be fair, the money going to Hawaiians as indigenous people, that's a pretty, that's a good one.
They don't want us there. I know you keep trying to make it. Hawaii does not want us there, bro. They don't want tourists. Y'all know Weezy want to go back to Hawaii. And I be like, bro, they do not want us
Bro,
there.
the Hawaiians was
You
telling
keep talking
me.
about the indigenous people. They don't want you there, bitch. Get your black ass off the goddamn island.
When COVID hit, it was very difficult for businesses to stay
Here we
afloat
go, because
there
niggas
was no
getting
money
sick.
pouring into the economy. Then on top of even Maui with the fires, you remember when that happened?
Mm-hmm.
All of them were talking about how grateful they are that we were on their part of the land, that we were keeping.
Girl, they don't even like what Oprah doing for them. They said, just get the fuck out, y'all. We got this. We got the fires because y'all keep coming over here.
Now I feel like the portion of you that wants to call the police. Well, I'm going. Okay. Now, let's dig into it. So Taz told me y'all had some stories. We really want to know. Who are some of the craziest bitches y'all done covered? Womb Raider, I actually don't feel like I can come back from that.
Womb Raider is crazy. That's pretty wild.
By the way, for the Womb Raider stories or the cases, are they mostly women that they know?
They will befriend these women
Mm-hmm.
on the internet.
Wow.
Like these mommy,
But sometimes
these
it can
mommy
be people
Facebook
you know.
groups.
Hold on, talk about the mommy
Listen,
Facebook group.
these mommy Facebook groups, these little support groups. These women are out here faking their pregnancy. You see it all the time where people are faking their pregnancy and they get close to these women. They trust these women. They throw each other baby showers. And in reality, these women are not pregnant. It is an actual thing. Like my friends that just had babies, they were like, we were super selective about the information that we took, about who we reached out to. If people were like, oh, we should be friends. We should be mommy friends. You were like, we're not making mommy friends. We're just on these Facebook groups for information.
Niggas, so they
Wow.
can steal kids? What the
They
fuck?
are stealing children.
Wow.
Yes.
So you cut it open.
Because technically you're supposed to survive, right? It's a cesarean section. And so if you're technically you're supposed to survive, but if they're bleeding out, you don't know how to take care of them. You don't know how to make sure that they're sewn up correctly. They're going.
So these women are dying.
Yeah, they're bleeding.
But how
to
are
death.
they getting them to the point where like you can even cut their stomach open? Like they're
Push them? They 9 months pregnant. Push them. They fall. Cut.
Or stab them.
Yeah.
Or she stabbed her in the neck and then cut her. She was just making sure that the abdomen was taken care of, and the babies survive.
Wow.
Bro, can you imagine you're born?
No.
No.
Just no. Wherever you're taking this.
One
no.
of them, where the husband was waiting at the altar, they said that he went to the hospital because somebody finally told him to go to the hospital, and they saw the daughter. He was like, "Where's my daughter?" And they were like, "Sir, this is not your child." And he threw a fit. They said all the newspaper articles were like, he was not having it because, of course, the white people right now was like, he was probably going up and down those hospitals like, "This is my child. Do a DNA test. Do a DNA test." But the woman, the murderess, she was refusing medical service. And, you can do that. So if she's refusing to be tested or for them to look at her, and she says, "This is my newborn baby," they're inclined to believe her. So it wasn't until he made a huge fuss and he was like, no, this woman is crazy. That is my child, not her child. And finally they did a DNA test and he was able to take his daughter home.
And the wife didn't make it.
She didn't make it on their wedding day.
The psychological warfare in his own life following that
Right.
instance.
I have a new theory. Here's when I'd become a killer. Put me in jail for some other shit. Then a bitch like that come into jail, I'll kill that hoe.
That's ridiculous.
Like, I do believe in ganging up on people that are terrible. Like, I think that's okay.
The jail politics.
I'm for that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
Someone came in there and did something with kids, kill that nigga. I'll help.
What are some other crimes of passion that really stuck with you through doing this podcast? You got one.
What was the one you
really
brought
like
to the table,
Berlina.
Ted?
Oh,
That's your
That's
favorite.
my favorite.
What? Tell us your favorite.
Berlina Wallace.
She was over in the UK.
Yes, she was in the UK. She had HIV. Dating life kind of slowed down. She joined this HIV chat room of other people with HIV, and like they learned that they can start dating and having like a real life or whatever. So she falls in love with this guy,
White guy.
white guy.
Okay.
But she ends up being like really abusive. Like, you need to do this and do that. Like, she's just mean, right?
Financially abusive, physically abusive.
Spending all his money. Like, just she's not great.
Okay, when you said financially abusive, I said Mandy and I are financially abusive. Spending all his money.
And I.
And so he decides that he's going to leave. And at first she like attempts suicide. Who knows how real it was, because she's doing it to get him back. So
Right.
you obviously are not trying to die, right? But of course he comes back like, oh my God, I left and look what she tried to do to herself. I care about her. I don't want her to hurt. So he stays for a little while and he's like, I can't take it anymore. He leaves again. And he like starts dating this new woman. He's trying to move on with his life. And she's not having it. So she gets on Amazon and she orders some acid.
You could order acid on Amazon?
You could
Is it
then.
to like clean something?
Wait, what? No, like acid? Like,
acid.
What do you
like-
need acid for?
like
You'll see.
acid. Like what
Well,
they did.
No,
in,
I know. Like I've heard people get it thrown on them, but I'm saying
People were like,
Well,
you can use it
power
for,
clean drains.
or even like designers like acid washing clothes
true.
and
Excuse me.
stuff.
Acid
So-
wash.
Yeah, nah, bruh. Amazon, y'all gotta chill out, man. So she ordered acid on Amazon and did what with
She
it?
ordered acid on Amazon, and I think like she had called him over. She was like, I'm not feeling well, whatever. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna come spend the night with you again because I care with you. Like, I'm gonna make sure you're okay. But he's still with this other girl. And he said she always keeps a cup of water on her nightstand. But this time, instead of a cup of water, it was a cup of acid. And she just like, he's in the bed and she gets and she just throws it all over him. And his skin literally starts melting. There's like this picture of the doorbell, like as he was running out the house and it's like corroded and everything. And he's in the street screaming, it's acid, it's acid, it's acid. His neighbor said it sounded like a fox was getting hurt. He didn't think anything of it.
Oh my God.
Another person was like, oh, I thought they was like on acid, like tabs. I thought he was tripping, and then they had to come out there and they see him melting. They're like
He's
trying to,
literally melting in the street.
they had to get him in a cold shower, like to try and stop it. But I think 80% of him was like burnt. And so then he just had to go surgery after surgery. He burnt his vocal cords.
Wait, so he's
Couldn't speak anymore.
alive?
He
Yeah.
was. He had like only 2 small patches on his back that were not burned.
Like, he couldn't speak anymore. He could at first, but he was blind.
Oh my goodness.
And then he kept having, like, he would have complications and they would have to, like, crike him. And they did it so many times that his vocal cords stopped working.
It's giving no parole for me.
Right.
She could stay in forever.
But here's the
Wait, but
thing.
she didn't kill him.
Right. So she didn't kill him. It was just an assault charge, right?
Wait, that was not an attempted murder? That was only assault?
So she's in jail doing that time for that. So then he gets, it's like 2 years. He's sick of it. Like, he can't talk. He can't walk.
He has no quality of life.
He has no quality of life. So he moves to a country where it's legal to do medical suicide. And, he kills himself. And then his dad, when they went back and like reviewed her charges, like, does this now count as murder?
Wow.
Because technically what you did led to his death, but also it was a medical suicide.
I see why that's your favorite.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo, why you?
Wow. That's
If y'all can see her face.
Oh yeah, that's extensive. That's extensive. What about yours?
Okay, yeah. Give us your fave before
I
we
feel like
get
my favorite is Daphne Wright. Okay, so Daphne is deaf, and she grew up kind of in a deaf community. She lived in a deaf community, and she had a girlfriend, white woman, and she loved her white woman very, very much.
We need to get away from interracial dating. Like,
No. At least it ain't a black on black crime.
shit.
She loved she loved her white woman very, very much, and her white woman made a new friend because they went to like the community, that area had a huge deaf community. So they would do things in the like bingo night or whatever. So she
How
made
can
a
they
new
hear the
friend.
number?
So
Never mind.
I don't know.
They probably just
I want
display the
to
number.
know how deaf. Oh, maybe deaf bingo. They just hold up the number.
It's something like on a projector or
something
something,
like
and they
that.
Oh, a
display the
projector.
number.
Okay.
I just made up
Mandy.
What?
She's
But
like,
how do they
she's
know?
like, I
See,
made
yeah.
up bingo, and now I'm
Okay.
being quizzed about
Okay,
it.
my bad. I'm really trying to figure this out.
Okay.
Well, a lot of deaf people, they're like using a lot of signaling and hand movements, though.
Yeah.
And you could also sign like B9. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I love that we walked through that.
Okay, so her white woman makes a new friend, and they are communicating. It seems like they're flirting, and Daphne is getting very jealous because, not my white woman. And so she then starts sending emails to the new friend, just friend apparently, friend, like, stop talking to her. You're not meant to talk to her. And at this time, they're all like living off of Social Security checks, disability checks, things like that. And so Daphne has had it with her white woman flirting with this other lady. So
You are so funny.
she then sends her emails like, hey, why don't you meet me at the Pizza Hut? Let's have a conversation because I want to plan her white woman's birthday party. They had already gotten to a like public altercation at one point before. So this is back at the time where Pizza Hut, you could sit down. They had the buffet.
Yeah, they had the buffet.
Yeah,
I
they had the
remember
cool
that.
lighting. So they were there. And instead of actually sitting down at Pizza Hut, Daphne got her in the car. And took her back to her house. She's staying at the basement of some place that's wherever she could afford. So she's at the basement of this place and she kills this woman. And then she's like, okay, what do I do with the body? So she didn't have enough money. So she had to wait till the next day because that's when her Social Security check dropped. So
How you killed the bitch and you gotta wait on a check?
Say murder is not
What
in
the
the
Murder
hell?
wasn't-
I'm gagged at that.
she didn't have the budget for the murder.
For the body removal.
So
Jesus.
then she goes to she gets her Social Security check. She goes to Home Depot. She signs to the guy, and it took him a while to realize that she was looking for a chainsaw. So she ends up buying the cheapest chainsaw she could find. She goes back and she starts chopping up this woman. And this woman, of course, it's a chainsaw. Even chainsaws on wood, everything flies.
I was going to say it's loud and she can't hear how loud
Well,
it is.
no.
And
but
neither can her roommates really. They hear things, but also you could be playing music really loud to hear the vibrations or whatever. So no one's really hearing this happen. She chops up the woman, and finally the girl's family is looking for her. Everybody's trying to figure out what happened. They look in the dumpsters, and they're just like, when you look for a body, you're starting to think the worst. You start looking in landfills, and they start finding her clothing. They start finding like small pieces of her body. And so then they start looking at her email. Who was she talking to? Then everything brings them back to Daphne. So the police go and they're like, Daphne, we need to have a conversation with you. And they search the house.
And she was like, nigga, I can't hear you.
And no, there was chunks and pieces everywhere.
Not only were there chunks of pieces everywhere, she did a horrible job cleaning up. But instead of like, I don't know, a rag, soap, and water, she decides that she's going to go, I guess, back to Home Depot, get some Oops paint, got a big thing of blue paint, and just starts painting over the brain matter that's on the wall. And just paint, even the floor, just starts painting the floor.
Oh,
and
no,
it's
She looked and she said, "There's blood everywhere. It's going to take
they were
forever."
like-
to clean
Let me
this
see
she
up."
was just like, we're just going to
Daphne
paint
what?
over Daphne Wright. And they're like, we can see the chunks of brain with blue over it. Like, she didn't even try to wipe it down. So she goes to court. And then even those cases where
you can't plead sanity there.
Right.
Painting over brain matter.
Ooh, not to say deaf lesbian.
Listen,
Yeah.
the bitch can't be okay doing that. Like, you got to plead insanity or something.
Well, here's the thing. When obviously we know who did the crime and who should be punished for the crime. But when she was in jail, when she was in court, they barely had an ASL interpreter for her. She could barely communicate with her lawyer. So now the question is, did she get a fair trial? We all kind of can figure out what the ending of the trial was going to be, but you are an American. You are an American citizen. There is the American Disability Act, and you should be able to have a fair trial. You should have had a proper
trial that
interpreter.
you can understand as it's going
So
on.
that even if she wanted to plead insanity, she had the fair opportunity to do so. So you see how
I don't like how you really be looking at the little loophole.
No, it's very like
wow.
lawyer-esque. Like, I kind of like it because you have to be non-biased, right?
Non-biased,
Like,
yeah.
right.
I feel like you and I are so, what's the word? Not opinionated, but like, we would be reading the story and we wouldn't be able to finish. We'd be like, oh no, that nigga gotta go to jail. Like, you really have to take your mind out of this shit when you're reporting on it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay.
That's crazy.
Sir, the dick was so good that I couldn't remember anything that happened. And next thing I know, I woke up and he was dead.
That's crazy.
Yo,
That's
I feel like
crazy.
I was so engaged in this episode. I can't imagine how fast y'all are running to subscribe.
No, seriously.
Ladies, please tell everybody where to find you, the best way to support your podcast, what days it drop, because we better not be on our shit Monday.
It is not. It is on Friday.
Okay.
So go ahead and add to your podcast rotation. We come out every Friday. Sistas Who Kill, SISTAS, because some people figure out they can't spell that. So Sistas Who Kill on Instagram. It's Sistas Who Kill Pod, Sistas Who Kill Podcast. You can find us pretty much everywhere. You can find us on YouTube, but you're just going to get our short content that you would on TikTok because we are audio only.
I will say, you guys do a phenomenal job on the social medias with the pictures and the breakdown and sending people to see how crazy these people are with the episodes. That's how I found you guys. And then see that you guys also work with Alex Rago. So,
Yes.
And
shout
we're
out
very
Alex.
lucky to be able to
Shout
have
out
your
to Alex.
faces on this episode. Y'all are beautiful.
Thank
we
you.
sorry. Okay, y'all just gonna have to come back and see us another day and listen to them on audio only. But seriously, such a fun episode. Like, I can't
Thank
wait
you guys so much.
Thank
And
you.
y'all,
Thank
if
you for
y'all want to
having
hear
us.
maybe Weezy talk about true crime, she might be doing that over there on the Patreon.
No, the
soon.
pressure is on now.
You need
No,
to.
the
You
pressure
need
is
to.
on. I ain't gonna hold you.
I don't even want to do
This
it
shit-
anymore.
The pressure is
should.
on.
You should have
anyways,
like a
guys-
Killer Coochie episode on
Oh, see?
Patreon.
Killer Coochie.
I've
Boom.
been calling this
Look,
Killer Coochie.
now she got her Killer Coochie on Patreon, y'all, coming soon. Make sure you go on over and subscribe if you would like more bonus content. Head on over to Patreon. That's patreon.com/horrible decisions. And y'all, we out and about, and we out today. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Horrible Decisions.
Bye.
Peace.
Media Studios named Remy Hernandez. You would not also have heard of Baby Reindeer.
And it's insane.
Now, Mandy hadn't watched it, so had to get in and talk about Baby Reindeer before everybody forgets about it. Let me type in Baby Reindeer on my phone. Hold on.
Ooh, I just got some tea on the show too.
Oh, I can't. So this is the text messages I got about it. I just typed it in.
Yeah.
Girl, Baby Reindeer is insane from Brianda. Next text message. Please watch it. Actually, it's a little too much. Akeem Woods, April 22nd. Girl, Baby Reindeer is on Netflix and it's wild.
I did text you. I was
My
like, oh.
man, Baby Reindeer, ? Then someone else screenshots Cardi B talking about Baby Reindeer. Now, spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Actually,
spoiler
it's not
alert.
really that much of a spoiler. Everybody been talking about how there's a lot of sexual violence in it.
Episode 4.
However, I think that it was okay for me to watch because I was super prepared to see it.
Yeah. It should. I feel like it should start with a trigger warning. I feel like it's one of those.
It did.
Oh, it did? Oh, well, girl, okay.
That episode did.
Oh, you're right.
But
That
the
episode
whole
did.
show
The
should
whole
have.
show should. I remember Angela Yee's the one who told me to watch this. She's like, you gotta watch Baby Reindeer. I'm like, what is this? She told me, and then someone DM'd me and told me, like a fan DM'd me and told me. I'm like, let me watch it. I got to episode 4.
It's like the Risa Tisa once you get to 20.
Yes,
So,
yes.
What
yes,
is
yes,
Baby
yes.
Reindeer? It's an 8-episode Netflix series.
7
that's-
episode.
Oh, okay. It's my goddamn podcast.
I know, you're right.
So it is a 7-episode show on Netflix about stalking.
Yes.
All I know is it's about a crazy big white girl that's stalking somebody
Who
else.
deserves an Oscar or
Oh.
or Emmy, whatever they give them.
And I'm just kind of watching this shit like, damn, okay, like people were saying it doesn't get good, until the 4th episode. I disagree.
That's
I
not
enjoyed
true.
it.
That's not true at all.
What makes the show dope is this is a true story.
Yeah.
So as we're watching episode 1, a woman walks into a bar. She's kind of lying about her life. I'm a lawyer. I know famous people. I'm this, I'm that. And it's
Yeah.
like, you can just tell someone's lonely. And when you're watching it, it kind of becomes this thing where you're like, okay, why do you keep giving this person
Yeah.
attention? And what I learned, and I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but like it made me think to myself, there are so many times I didn't want to talk to someone and I kept going.
Yeah.
Are we leading people on when we do that shit?
I think it's like a guilt thing where people are so worried to let someone down or to turn someone down and tell them no. And it's just inherent or whatever. So then subconsciously or even consciously, they're like, I'll just keep being nice. I'll keep being nice. It's like, but that's worse because now they think there's hope. I'd rather you just be like, nah, nigga, you ain't
That's
it.
true.
Because I've had people lead me on, and I'm like, nigga, if you ain't trying to fuck, there's 3 billion people that are gay, probably. I don't know if that statistic is true. It's not. But the point is, there's a lot of other people I could be out here trying to fuck. Don't make me waste my time.
And then here's the other thing, right? I don't necessarily know if he was leading her on, but what I will say, maybe he didn't lead her on romantically, but there was a small part of me that was like, I would have thought he was my friend too.
Yeah, he gave you gave a cookie. What's that? Give cookie to a mouse a cookie or something like that. That book that we used to read in kindergarten. If you give a mouse a cookie, do you not know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, well at least someone knew.
You don't know that book?
Oh, it has a cookie and it's a white cover, but it's just holding...
and it leads to this whole thing. Okay, well, anyway, it's a book. It's a very popular. The people in the comments are going to be going crazy because it's a very popular book.
I hate when someone's listening in their headphones and like, this bitch doesn't know this.
Yes. So anyway, it was very much that. Like, if you give someone something, they're going to ask for something more and more. Exactly.
Well, so we watched this first episode. She comes in. She's starting to try to make a connection about how great she is.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times when we meet someone who's a liar like that, I find that it's because they really don't have anyone that likes them for them.
100%.
They need to use the things about them to seem interesting. And the entire time I watched this, I thought about Risa Tisa.
Yeah.
I work at this company. It's this.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, it was 100% the same type of lying narcissist. Like, and it was so crazy because it felt like it did such a great job of making you feel bad for her. And then it slowly turned her into a villain because you're like, oh no, this bitch is wild. But she played it so well that although you hate her because she's wild, you still like feel bad for her because like, oh man.